Hey everybody, what's going on? What's up? It's been a while. It's been a long time. Well, it's been a lot going on in the world. A lot going on in the world. We have this new House bill trying to come out. Bill 245. If you're unfamiliar with it, check it out. It's been out in Tennessee and now is attempting to come out in Ohio. Both of these states are trying to pass House Bill 245. Now, what exactly is House Bill 245? House Bill 245 is stating that it's trying to protect the youth from obscene and inappropriate public performances from drag queens. But in the bill itself, it states that anyone dressing outside of their assigned gender at birth would be hit with a misdemeanor and a felony if it is in front of a minor. So anyone under the age of 18, especially if there's anything that's felt to be obscene or anything of that nature, harmful. What is obscene? What is harmful? To define that is just as difficult to define what is happiness, what is pain, what is success. It's a varying scale. Now, with House Bill 245, if you really go in and break that down, that is not just a hit against the LGBTQ2+ community. That is a hit on everyone. I know some may be, I don't wear clothing outside of the gender that I was assigned to at birth. Clothing, fashion is a choice. It's no different than going grocery shopping and having the option of choosing cornflakes, frosted flakes, cornflakes with marshmallows, or any other variation and options that we have, from the food we eat, to the music we listen to the choices of education that we are able to obtain, our career choices, where we want to live, how we choose to fashion and style our hair, the shoes we choose to wear. It's a hit on many different levels. It's also an attack on human rights, equality, historical ancestry, creativity, freedom, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, entertainment, and the freedom of speech and expression in all forms that expression and speech can exist in. Not all expression and speech is verbal. Art is in the eye of the beholder. Art exists in everything. When you create a business, it is an art. When we speak the different languages that exist, it is an art. That's why it's called language arts. Anything and everything that is developed is considered an art and an expression. Freedom. Now, history shows that as long as something benefits and is deemed appropriate by those in position of influence, it's okay. But once it is no longer viewed by them to be up to their standards or up to par of them being able to benefit, that it should be changed and forced to conform to their requirements of what is considered acceptable. For instance, George Washington, the faces that are carved on Mount Rushmore, high-level aristocrat families, all wore makeup and wigs, regardless of the gender they were born at birth, male and female. We see it all the time in our history books. Robes, wigs, white makeup. During the 17th and 18th centuries, that was adopted from Europe. That was brought over to America within the aristocratic and judicial system. That came from Europe was actually adopted by Europe because it existed in ancient Egypt for the queens and the kings and all those that are part of the royal assembly. It also exists in the Fulu tribe in Niger and still does to today. Nigeria, South Africa, and in America where the natives first resided. This existed. Many of which were spiritual leaders, healers, herbalists, advisors, political and community leaders. Which was done for spiritual, ceremonial, tradition, and entertainment for centuries upon centuries. It was appropriate until someone came along and said, no, it's not. But then adopted it and used it in the manner that they deemed appropriate. The very same thing is happening within the LGBTQ2 plus community that happened to them. Hidden power seeking to control and conform groups of people into an agenda they deem as appropriate by way of domination and oppression. Ripping apart centuries and meaning of traditions. The very same ones who state that they are upholding traditions. But whose traditions? The very same judicial system that is supposed to uphold the rights of the very individuals that are most affected by them. Has opened up a floodgate for further oppression. Powers once again are seeking control in accordance to their way of life, with complete disregard to the lives they are actually affecting. The same conquer and control mentality that has led to slavery, colonization of lands, and conversion of ancestral beliefs and religions to ones that are not of that land or of that community or of that grouping. Tearing apart the way of life of the people that actually exist within those communities and were the original inhabitants of those lands, of those heritages, of those lineages, of those cultures, deemed inappropriate by those from the outside, lacking the understanding, lacking the meaning, and lacking the connection. It's nothing more but manipulation based off of ego and ethnocentrism. Egocentrism and ethnocentrism is a way that we can look into something else that we have no idea and not even are trying or attempting to understand, and deeming it wrong because it's not your truth. Instead of appreciating and admiring. But it is okay if it's only of benefit. No, we don't want immigrants from Mexico to come over. Yet, it's okay to have an Americanized version of Taco Bell. The LGBTQ2+ community is not a community of sexualized behaviors, mannerisms, appearances, and fashion. It is sexualized by those judging books by the covers that they choose not to read because they don't want to know. And stemming from their own assumptions of what is their truth, but not the truth. Or the truth of those within the community. Or the groups. That they seek to oppress and dominate and control in accordance to their way. The LGBTQ2+ community, as well as other communities, the African American community, the African community, the Hispanic and the Latina community, the Chinese community, the Japanese community, have been blamed for not having our priorities straight. By protecting our rights, we are also simultaneously protecting the rights of others outside of our very own communities in which we exist, who may wish to pursue the journey of change, individuality, creativity, uniqueness, justice, equality, ancestry, culture, heritage, hope, freedom, liberty, art, expression, and so much more. The system which seeks to impose these falsehoods are the ones with backwards priorities. They say that this House bill